What's up, guys? I'm out here on a 2021 KX250XC. That's right. I think this is one of the first years where they still called it the XC and not the X. And I've got to ride this generation KX250F, and I really liked it on the motocross track. I loved the clutch. I loved the fast rev feel. I really liked it, but I haven't got to ride any of the X model KXs yet, and that's what we're going to do in the next few series of videos. So huge thank you to my buddy Justin Elliott, who just picked this thing up and didn't have it a week, and dropped it off to let me do some test videos. We're going to do an oil change video. So definitely, if you're interested in the KX250X, subscribe for sure. Now I'm going to do a few series of videos. I'm going to just ride it around here a little bit on my Moto track. Just kind of cruising, not worrying about jumping too much stuff, just trying to get a feel for the bike. Then I'm going to go out and hit some single track. I'm going to hit the turn track. I'm going to go down to a little sandbar skills play area, and then I may even have time to take this thing out to Tornado, Hatfield, McCoy. So stay tuned for all that. My biggest thoughts here are, I'm a 38-year-old male, 220-pound dad. Can I have fun on a 250 still? A 450 is my main race bike, obviously. I love 350s. I don't own one. Can I have fun on a 250? Can I ride a 250 without absolutely destroying it? Are 250s finally good enough that they can hold up to somebody my size and weight, riding them all the time without costing me a fortune? And does the 18-inch wheel and the valving of these new X models, does it make a motocross bike that's fun to ride on quad track, single track, and stuff like that? That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of in this series. So yeah, definitely ride along with me. First thing I noticed right off the bat, just from riding it out here, is it's got a very loud and annoying exhaust bit. Sounds similar to a YZ250F, and it's crazy how much louder and annoying it is than my KTM 450 or the 350s I've ridden, or the YZ450 or anything like that. It's been so long since I've jumped at 250, but then I lean back to rolling the throttle there like I do my 450. There's nothing there. Well, I went into a pile of mud, and this is a brand new berm, and I should have realized how soft it would be. I absolutely stuck the front end. As you can see, I got to right there and it's stuck where that's still soft and brand new. One side. Oh, that didn't feel good. Time on 250s, so I forget just how freeing they feel to ride. You don't feel like the bike's fighting you. Every bump as much either. my foot back and felt that kickstand. That was weird. Track's real slick on top. That jump feels way too short, but on this it feels kind of just right. Kind of surprised about how much I like this suspension stock. Whoa! Put the rear wheel there. It's not that the Brembo has a bad feel, but it's that this feels like it's a very consistent feel the whole way out. Where the Brembo seems to have points that it engages at, and this is just linear. Which case is, that's pretty good suspension to be soaking it up with me on it. 250s are normally sprung for like 165, 220. Yeah, this is fun on a motocross track even for me. And although I do put my foot back sometimes and feel that kickstand, I haven't noticed the 18-inch wheel. So, yes, I think you could buy one of these if you're going to trail ride most of the time and not do a freaking thing. Take it to the motocross track and have a blast. Without a doubt. There we go, a little smoother. Definitely fun on a motocross track. Let's take this thing over the mountain and through the woods to the turn track and open it up a little bit. Maybe we can even get some GPS metrics to